welcome back to another episode of Soul and Grace. I'm your host, Danielle, if you're new here, and if not, welcome back again. How was your week? Did you try some of that shit from last week, this week, or from last episode, this past week? Or do you need more tips to move on and apply, you know? Maybe you weren't ready this past week, and that's okay too. But how was your week? Hmm. Okay, cheers to that. Even if it didn't go good, cheers to that because guess what? It's in the past. It's behind us. I gotta make sure I don't got no boob slips up or slip ups because YouTube. And yes, we're gonna be on YouTube. We'll be on Spotify, YouTube, everything with the visuals. But yeah, this is a special episode because we're just gonna shoot the shit this episode, which I'm kind of happy to do because one thing I pretty much am learning to pride myself in or whatever because it was something that I planned to do with my brand, which was not take everything too serious. We're going to always share good information, legit information, useful, helpful, very valuable resources. But it never fails. It never fails. I'll be fine before I get onto this mic. But anyways, I pride myself in giving myself grace and helping others learn to give themselves fucking grace. Because quite honestly, a lot of times look we just be looking down on ourselves and our situations and shit. And really, when you look at it, when you step back and look at it for real, it's really not that bad in some circumstances, but we are all the time in our heads, right? Ooh, I know I am. But we're working through that. And the herbs, a lot of the herbs that I take and I recommend help with that overthinking, the extra anxiety, the over anxious, everything, like, I don't know. But yeah. So, anyways, welcome back. Hope the week was fine. Child, I just been wanting to hug everybody. It's the empath in me. Because even if it wasn't okay, it's going to be okay. Come here. If you're watching on video, this is my air hug. Hey, I'm a doula. I hold you like a little baby. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It really very much is. Anyways, today's episode is gonna be very special because we're just kind of gonna shoot the shit today. There's a lot of shit that I want to talk about a little bit, or just kind of like hop over because y'all are crazy. Maybe not specifically like my listeners and my future listeners, but every day, not really every day, because I don't, at least every day I hear something stupid, but social media always brings some things to light. And I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to kind of share my opinions on that because most of the other time, y'all know we're going to be love, light, and wellness. And a lot of the things that we'll talk about today are not like, it's not going to be gossip or anything, but it's kind of like just social norms and topics that I just want to be done with because what the fuck do y'all, what do y'all be going through? What do y'all be going through? Or what do we be setting ourselves up? Because it's not just y'all, it's me, you, your mama. The craziest thing is seeing, like, not even seeing, but now that we're older, we get to not only experience what the adults got to experience at some point in time in life, but more so we get to watch how, I want to say, like, I'm 29, but I'll say, I don't know, because 30 is not old to me. So I have a different outlook on that, any of the 30s. But we'll say like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70, 80-year-old people don't have it figured out. They don't even have it figured out. So it's interesting to see that while constantly feeling like you're being reminded that you need to have it figured out. But child, none of us do. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna shoot the shit today and talk about some things. But before we get into the show, y'all know we gotta get into today's gotta have it. So for today's gotta have it, it's not really an object, it's not something you need to go buy or something you need to look into for real, but it's just a simple, gentle, and loud reminder that social media is not real. This is real. This podcast, this conversation we're going to have today, everything this is real. This interaction, if you're on YouTube, this interaction right here, it's real. That social media shit is not, okay? I don't even want to talk about the past because I found that out at some point years ago at this point. A lot of people are finding that out the hard way, by pursuing social media, by doing all of these things. And the first thing I want to say, because it is a common conversation, is keep that damn job. Keep that damn job and pursue social media on the side. Oop, I'm about to knock my mic stand over because, yeah, don't quit your day job for that. Maybe go to part time, but use that money to fund it. That's what I'm gonna say first. Two, you can be social media, whatever, from wherever on your own time and pace. If you just stay consistent, do that instead. But then outside of that, please live your damn life for you. I remember, I always just talk about that, and I'm sure I talked about it on the show a bunch. My senior year of high school, I remember when they rolled out Instagram and what it did to me and my friends and what we were doing. And at that point in time, like 2011, 2010, 2011, really 2009 on, Tumblr was a great place. And I had one. It wasn't bad, but it definitely exposed some things later on. But it was cool, great community. If you know anything about Tumblr, boom, been there, done that. But the fact that I saw that and just like Tumblr people, I don't feel like chase the hype as much as Instagram, with the likes and follows, which you had reposts and likes on what is it, Tumblr, but I don't know, the no comments. No comments, I don't know, no stories, which Instagram didn't have that at first, but that was really cool. Always had a Snapchat, child, love it. But the fact that I don't know, it already just don't be appealing to me anymore. But I don't want to knock influencer culture because I understand people are really making a living and providing for themselves and their families and then some from this social media stuff. But have some discernment and honestly don't compare it to your real life because you have no idea what it even takes to create a 30-second video sometime or whatever. Like, you don't know what someone went through or whatever. But mostly just don't be jealous and don't take it serious. You can do it too, but don't do it from an area of jealousy or what's the other word, envy or whatever. Because a lot of times, I don't think a lot of people know how, like, the process of getting paid, even when it's just like simple links, if you're not doing the whole full on, I'm an influencer, this is what I'm gonna do, blah blah blah. Even with the links, you have to wait 30 to 40 to 50 days to get paid for some type of payout. Sometimes it's a very low amount. All of these things. Keep that damn day job, please. keep it. Keep it. You need it for those hauls. You need it for the stuff you think you need in the clicks, in the TikTok shop, in the Instagram shop, in the Facebook shop, in the Pinterest shop. They're already trying to rob you. Us. They're trying to rob us. But we need to have the discernment. Not everybody really, not everybody really gets to go shopping every week, every day. Not everybody gets a damn Chanel, a fucking Tom Ford, a freaking Louis Vuitton. Everybody don't get that every day. They really don't. It's not realistic. I think even for a bad bitch, it's not even realistic. Like even they differ their money up or something like I don't know, real luxury or women that are attached to that. They're not even getting bags. Like I don't know, their money is just shown in different ways, but social media is not real. Shit takes time. Just because people waking up, it seemed like they got something to post every single day. And baby, they don't. It was batch shot. It was batch shot 3 weeks ago. One day, 8 hours of nothing but or all day split ups of outfits and stuff. And a little commission if they getting it. Free clothes. Next, please. Do stuff at your own pace with what you got. And sometimes what you got is just who you are. Be who you are. You don't know. You don't know who is gonna follow you or relates to you, and boom, you don't know how you can change their life. But anyways, yeah, just don't get caught up in that. It's like if you do it, pursue it with other things in mind because we just don't know where everything is gonna be. And the way the AI fakes are coming out at this point, I don't know. we might not we might not stand a chance. We might not. You might just have to sell your likeness at some point and get a little 10% off of that and they're gonna do the rest with your likeness, sadly. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say that it's not real. Make sure you turn those app limits on too, because that's very helpful. Or you end up doom scrolling for hours or going down the mermaid TikTok rabbit hole. Guilty. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and hop into today's show. A lot of first before I hop into this, in the last episode we briefly discussed like being in this season of letting go and releasing things, right? This episode I wanted to talk about like go into depth a little bit more about that because I wanted to just talk about these things that are like going on around me in this world and I see that come across my timelines and all of these things that I'm just like I'm done with it. I can't go for that. No can do. Things I just don't no longer want to subscribe to. And sadly, a lot of things, people, places, they just don't know that our time has come to an end. And the end is very, very near. The expiration date has already it's already expired. And bitch your time's up. Very much just up. And I have also accepted, like, I don't owe anything or body an explanation because I've already either I've already listed my grievances with the universe and you, if it's a person. Bitch your time's up. And sadly, I hate to see you go, but I would hate to stay. Um, and we just can't. You're not bringing me peace. Again, people, places, things, moods, feels. I'm done. I'm just done. I mean, I want to say it's like, this is a season of transformation, but it's kind of been like 2 years of it because honestly, it's mostly just been the journey of me actually, like when people actually say like, oh, I had to learn to walk into my power, like I am learning that now. Like you feel like you have power when you know yourself, which a lot of people don't know. Most of the time I feel like I do. I do feel like in certain ways I am learning to just actually just stick with how I feel with things and trust my feelings and not feel guilty for doing shit I don't want to do or just trying shit out to find out the outcome. And I've done that a lot. And I'm done with that. So come on, unlock. But yeah, this is a season of transformation and almost the last 2 years for me, my inner voice has been so I don't know why my oh I don't know why my voice is doing that. Why I keep doing it? I don't know. But my inner voice has gotten so loud, and I honestly, it's just like I can't ignore that shit no more. I just can't. It's so frustrating. Even if I don't feel frustrated in the moment, when I'm thinking about it like 4 days later, it's like, now why the hell did I do that? Why? Why did I do that? And yeah, we don't have to do that. So while I can't bring peace and harmony to the world and just make it how I feel it should be, I can tweak the shit in my is in me, my world. I don't want to read them off as a list, but in my little outline for today, I did kind of list them out. But the first thing we're going to start with is the feeling of being in a rush. We talked about that in the last episode. What are we really in a rush for? And what can a rush really get you into? A lot of trouble on whatever as like whatever level you want to think about that on. And when I say trouble, I mean like to the extent of I don't know, like just being in a rush is never just good. You forget something, you lose something. You can't remember if you did something. Like it just don't benefit me. It don't serve me. And we talked about that in the last episode. So if you have not watched episode 5 in this season, this is a shameless plug. Go check that out and listen to that. And I'll go back more in depth into that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is giving the people, places, or things opportunities that I know don't interest or serve me. Because when you really think about it, there is a difference between like being wanting to explore and being curious and just being curious about something versus I'm gonna just go along with it to appease or to not necessarily appease my friends because let's just be real, we are all adults and I can just say I don't have friends who would be too judgmental if I don't want to do some shit with them, but I would say it is kind of in a way like to appease like the people around me or myself to make myself feel better that I did stuff with other people. And it's like, child, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And you know what's crazy? So the other night we watched the movie Life. I've watched that a few times, and I remember like being a kid and always catching it on certain parts because it's a pretty long movie. I don't know, the other night it didn't seem that long, but that's one of the movies like when you think about it, that's like one of the movies where if you look at Martin's character and you look at Eddie Murphy character, Martin is always pretty much just at the wrong place in the wrong time, and then if his plan fail, he just like fuck it, I'm gonna go along with it. And what did that do? That just ended his ass up in goddamn jail. Like even towards the end, I don't really know what some prisoners could have done to avoid prison if that one alibi literally dies on the damn toilet. Like, ugh, what do you do? But you try. I don't know. It's like I just don't know. That's probably unrealistic to try, but I don't know. Either way, it was still just like a situation of like he didn't want to. I got to go back and watch it because it's like, is he a sucker? Because he just unwillingly just continued to get licked, and Eddie Murphy saw that, like his character anyway saw that from like just glance. He just read that. That shit would be crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's like accompanying ideas and things that I really just don't have any interest in, and I just really don't. It's just not with where I want to be and the things that I want to see right now. Unsubscribed. Boop. I should find that like a little boop, like the little Dora button sound. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. And the next group of people I want to talk to, you unhealthy people. Yeah. Yeah. Say what you want. Say what you want. But hear me out. For what I am trying to pursue and who I am right now, the path that I'm walking on right now, and what I'm choosing to honor to better myself, life, and health. I need I need that I need every other being in my life to match that, not to a T and not perfectly, but at least to have the balance, to have some type of balance in between. If there's no balance, I just can't work with that. And this is something I had to just think about and dissect and really just work through, or I am working through, because when people have told you that, oh, you're bougie, you're da 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 da, not for ever a legit fucking reason or for no physical, actual bougie way, I think you kind of always have that in the back of your mind. But, excuse me, the reality of it is like, again, right now and for future me, I need balanced people in my life because I'm a good friend. I'm going to be there for you, support you, whatever, whoever, however I can, if I can, and really, really just work as hard as I can to make sure I can support you. But that's through communication. So if you can't communicate those things and yeah, if you can't communicate those things, I'm not a mind reader, so I'm not gonna know. I'm not gonna know you're going through those things, and that's kind of hard to support you in that. But in this season, I don't really have time for people who are not ready to address shit that is going on in their life. So either we're gonna be friends and we're gonna talk about, or whoever, friends, family, associates, partners, whatever the fuck, excuse my language, we are going to either have be able to have the conversations and talk about the growth where we need to grow, or we're not going to talk about those things at all, and we just got positivity and good energy, and we are just focused on being better people. That's all we conversate about. If not, if we cannot match that, then I cannot make myself available to you, and I do not want to be available to you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because what is the real benefit? Like, what is either of our real benefit other than we say we're friends, but we're really not. So yeah, if you, I just, I only have space for those things, like I said. Like, and when it comes to people, again, if you're not willing to hear, discuss, be aware of your own faults and shit that is, might be wreaking havoc in your damn life, and we can have the grace together to discuss those things, we're probably not going to be good friends or associates or business partners or nothing. So just stay out of my way, please, and thank you. There's nothing good that can come of that. There's nothing good that can come of that. Not for me, anyways. And I think so often, like when people say, oh, people drain me, I think that's what it is. Like the relationships and the connections and these things, like they just don't challenge us enough. And more so, it just pulls from these dark places of regret that I ever even looked your damn way, stepped in the building, chose that path, like immediate regret. I'm just done with that. And that also, now that it just brings me down because the people, places, and things, the trash ass media, our trash ass media and content, the overall media that we consume on a day-to-day basis. And I know y'all probably like, girl, you been on TikTok. I love a little TikTok. I was so against that shit when my sister used to send it, but once you get your timeline tailored, which you can't really do that on a lot of platforms, once you get it tailored, you can Soul and Grace on TikTok, Soul plus Grace at Soul plus Grace. Um, that is literally tailored to perfection, that timeline. Very much perfection. But I just want to say we cannot be wanting change and shit in our lives and not think that you don't have to change the things that you consume on your damn phone, through your ears, eyes, however the fuck you consume shit. Please, please, please. We need to defund Love and Hip Hop. Fucking Natalie Nunn them. I can't believe that's what she decided to do with her money post Bad Girls Club. Because if it was me, you'd never catch me arguing on, oh, a little net. You would never, ever, ever catch me arguing or getting paid to cause chaos with women for for likes and money, I guess. But baddies are gonna be the, I don't, baddies at first when that term came around, that was like, look at me sound like an old head. When it first came around, what y'all know about a baddie? Um, but the fact that this is where we are. A baddie is a bust down middle part, 38-inch, 15-inch stiletto, stockinette thighs, shorts, biker thigh shorts, high waist, your Miami outfit, loud, ratchet, and you want to fight 50 times on a show that paid you $2,500 for 10 fights. Goodbye. Goodbye. So, Twitter. The only downfall with Twitter is goddamn Elon and the rest of the gang. Because what is he doing on there? I don't know. He's just having a ball. Bored and rich. That's what we call it. Bored and rich. Bored and rich. But yeah, honestly, unfollow. It's just time to unfollow all the fashion influencers, all the makeup influencers. Like, unless you are pursuing these things separately, I would advise making separate pages and getting in the timelines in your following list tailored to only good influencers that cater to the things that you are showing interest in, and maybe you have something you find inspiration from. Simply tailor it down, because otherwise social media should just be a tool, and we should simply just have it. It should be appealing, it should be relaxing, I think it should be fun, but it shouldn't cause you stress. It shouldn't be filled. You shouldn't get right on, or like open the app and be like, oh, I need to get this and this, and you didn't hit 50 links already that made this influencer 75 cents for the day. Did all those things. Like, tailor your things, set up your app limits, find more substance to follow on these things. Honestly, I would say get over to YouTube, and a lot of the times, a lot of stuff we search on social media, find the long form content of it. I'm not saying you got to figure out how to make something a part of your life and make a job or a career out of it, but just consume more content that is more valuable in those, when it comes to those things. Like, even if it is like the fashion hauls and stuff, like, go to YouTube, go watch the longer ones. Find more substance versus I think what it is, I don't know if it's like the blue screens or what, but just addiction to scroll. And then y'all already have short attention spans. You're in these people comment sections like, and what was this? And what was this? And all of the shit be right there on the screen. Every single time. It never fills me. It's like this person put the thing, the influencer put the description is right. The first slide is the hashtag. It's tagged. It's tagged. The person is tagged. The captions, the small captions is going across the bottom of the screen. What else do you need? But it's because we need to find stuff that actually works our brain. And I think our brains are getting slow. I mean, or not they're getting slow, but they're slowing down, and it's tearing us up. It's tearing us up. So yeah, trash media and content and all of that, out of here. The one thing I will say, like my mom calls it a train wreck TV or something like that. But my train wreck, I do like a little. I finished Sex in the City, which ended so bad. To me, ended so bad. I needed a separate season of Big and Carrie. I just wanted some more. I just needed some more. But I'm just trying to think, what is my train wreck? Sometimes it's like 90 Day Fiance, because that's just so fascinating. Seeing the people overseas, they fall in love or they begin used or whatever. Yeah, I don't do a lot of train wreck TV because I'll just watch a movie or something. But yeah, definitely that. I think it is healthy to have that. You do need that one show, right? But the rest of the stuff, use your time wisely, because it's just getting faster. Use it wisely. And the last thing that I want to unsubscribe from is people in fear of finding or pursuing a path of just exploring what their life's purposes might be, just the exploration of life. Like I just can't with people like that. Y'all letting dollar signs, you letting immense, really your mental, a lot of times dollar signs. But and the thing about people letting dollar signs sometimes stop them is like sometimes you'll watch them. Because it's like I don't ever want to pocket watch, but it'll seem like you're watching them spend their money on things that do not, um, that are just not worth it sometimes. And that's what sucks. And it's like, oh, but you won't do this. But in all reality, it's not my duty to do that. But you know how I can prevent myself from thinking about those things? Simply, look at my little bangs. Simply by not allowing those people in my life. Everybody can't go. And that is 100% okay. Literally, it's 100% okay. We have to stop being stressed about that shit sometime. Or not even stressed, but like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes somebody might tell you, this is the first example that come to mind. You might ask somebody, can they do something with you or whatever? And they'll say, oh, I can't because of blah, blah, blah. Instead of suggesting why or how or can they do this, can they ask someone about this? When somebody gives you a reason that first time, let that be it. Simply let that be it. Let that be it. Don't ask no questions. No further explanation needs to be made. There are no other questions. Because if not, it's like the more you ask questions, the more you're trying to get things to work to me in your favor. And also it's like you're just pushing it and that stresses you out in the end. And then now you got the other person stressed out because now they're like, oh, well, I want to do it. My friend wants me to do it. And in reality, sometimes people, it's just not their time to do shit. Stop begging them. Stop trying to help them figure out a way. If they say no, that's okay. We'll try again another time. Simple. And I feel like that applies to I feel like that applies to people you date, friends, family, whoever. Stop asking. Stop asking. Ask one time. Don't be afraid to ask for sure. But stop asking. And that's not me saying that we're going to just those people don't believe in whatever purpose is on the outside of that, but a lot of times at least when it comes to like adventurous stuff, the purpose is the reason or what's being I don't know, maybe I just jumbled that up, but at least because that might just be two separate things in their own that I want to subscribe from because yeah, it is hard functioning with people who can't see outside their city, can't see outside of whatever their life is in a moment. And for a lot of us right now, because shit is very strange and life is high, groceries is high. Mm-mm. Higher than Rocket Man. Groceries are higher than the goddamn Rocket Man right now. So I get it. Higher than survival. And it's hard for people to see around that. But again, I just want to if you give me a reason, I'm going to take that. But understand, I'm probably going to hold on to that reasoning and I'm not going to bother you about it until you have brought it up like, hey, I'm in a better, I don't, and not even coming up to me and declaring that you're in a better place, but you know that when you pretty much give the clear that hey, life's good. I'm good to do these things. That's when I'll come back around because that's when the time is right. And again, sometimes it's not always right. But and then when we talk about or this last thing that I want to talk about that I want to subscribe from is people afraid of their life's purpose is simply just you can't see out your own funk and you don't want to. And because I've had a lot of experiences of trying to help people out of them, I don't think that really, that's not something I need to try to sugarcoat or really explain a reason to. It's just something I need to do for my own mental health, insanity, and understanding that, hey, it is what it is. I can't fix it, and I don't need to be able to fix it. And I don't want to try to fix it, okay? I'm just gonna let it go. And when it's time, it will all flow back together. But all of these things I'm just done with. And like I said, some of these people, places, and things that have had ties with me throughout the year don't even realize that they time's up. They don't even know they had 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Try to get my thumbnail. Do you know you have 30 minutes? 30 minutes. Do you know? And everybody know how fast that goes by, especially these days. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Man, as we walk into the end of the show and we hop in the queen, I'm really just thinking like I'm so serious when I say I'm not giving a heads up. I'm not giving a heads up. I'm not giving a heads up because a lot of these things I've already given a heads up or the universe feels that or I've put it out into the universe and up it just is what it is and I'm not gonna beat myself up about it anymore. You know, it's really like in certain things I do understand what people say. I got things to do and take care of and other personal excuse me, personal goals and mental goals that I would like to accomplish. So really it's like nowadays either you coming as you are and I know how you are or you come in correct and I don't have to worry about anything because I just don't have the time. And when it comes to having the grace with myself, I'm having grace with myself just throwing in the towel. Throwing in the towel for peace. Peace of mind, peace in life, clarity. And when things, when things are meant to be and when they're ready to be, they will be. And I will know. And for the people, they will know. And then, we'll have better things. But overall, I'm done with it. The time, the timer itself is done. Now I need to move on. Completely on. forward. And I must say, this feeling like when you just keep saying, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, that should just be on the list of your affirmations until you figure out what you're done with. And then you plug that in on the end of there. And you constantly repeat to yourself what you're done with because it's time to move on. I have to move on. We all need to move on. And I hope we do move on because otherwise, honestly, there is no fucking otherwise. There is no otherwise. For my sanity, there is no otherwise. There is no other option. I gotta move on, and I hope you do too. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Soul and Grace. See you next week. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Soul and Grace. See you next week.